It's currently 9:33 a.m. the open of London season. Let's go to the chart and see what we currently have in the market. You can see on DSY. On DSY, I made a previous video regarding this chart on Monday, and I said this market is likely to break the zone or push to the upside, or if it managed to retest this zone, we have other pairs that has the USD as the quote currency push to the downside. With what we currently have on this chart, you can see the DSY has broken above the recent higher high, which means we will be expecting more buy opportunity on this market. So this is a high at this level. Why it pushed to the downside? This is a higher low, and this is another higher high about form at this level. So let's wait and see how the market retests this area, if it will form another high at this level before pushing to the downside. While waiting for that, let's check out some other pair, which is the AUD USD. With the information we currently have here, the market has break below the PF4 line and is moving to the downside. You see, there was a little bit of retracement at this point that enable a sell entry on this market. So let's wait and see what happened before the end of the day, if it will be able to push to this region. That's a good risk to reward. That's 1:3 profit target. On AURJPY, I'm up at the zone after the little bit of consolidation, and there finally comes a breakout. It was a good opportunity to go in for a buy, and the stop loss is under this recent liquidity zone, and the take profit is at 178.205. so we are waiting for this market to get to the take profit zone, making it 1:3 of this trade. You know, this market is trending above the PF4 line, so it's a good opportunity to buy this trade. While on AUD USD, the market is trending below the PF4 line, so there was a retest on this line, which gave us a strong entry signal to go in for a set. So we're waiting for a little push to the downside and to go in for another sell on this pair. Going for another sell on this pair at this area. Go in for another sell on this pair at this area. Then push the SL above this line. Let's see if this little sell can push to the downside. So that's another entry there on this pair. Let's see what will happen before the end of the day. On AURJPY, there was a push to the upside ever since the market break above the PF4 line. This is the third day using the strategy and the second week of recording. As you can see, there was a push above this level, and after this long bullish candle to the upside, it was a buy signal at this point. So we have to go in for a buy and place the stop loss below this recent liquidity zone, and it kept pushing to the upside. So let's see if this market will get to our target 178.205. If it gets there, that's 1:2 reward, and that's a good risk to reward ratio on this trade. On USDJPY, of course, the USDJPY is trending above the PF4 line, and there's no good entry on this pair. This is 10 minutes candle. Let's get down to 15 minutes and see how the candlesticks look like. Let's get down to 15 minutes candle and see how the candlesticks look like. This is 15 minutes candle. So what we have to do on this pair, since it's trending above the PF4 line, I think with this great move that's currently happening in the market, let's wait for the next candlestick to pop up before going in for a buy. If it managed to fall back, retest this zone, just a little bit of buy, and then wait for the next candlestick to pop up before entering this trade. If the next candlestick managed to push to the downside, then it's likely to pick this trade and keep running to the upside. So let's do 1:2 on this trade. Don't know how far it will go to the upside. Let's do 1:2 since it's currently on a bullish run. While on GBP USD, we had a similar scenario on this pair. You see, this market has broken below this PF4 line since it's currently on this level. And now there was a retest at this point. Let's see if the next candle will push up to give us a source signal at this point. Stop loss should be here and push this to the downside. Let's see if the next candle will push up and give us a buy. On AURUSD, there was a break below the PF4 line and the market keep pushing to the downside. And I make this on Monday and I say that this market is currently forming a clear end pattern at this zone, and if the market managed to push to the upside, it will touch this zone and break below this line. But it was quite unfortunate the market break the zone to the upside, later retest this upper zone, then move back into the zone, push to the upside. But quite unfortunately the market break above this zone to this upper zone, then later push back to this zone and then push a little bit to the upside, then break below this zone to the downside, then later move on to this point, which gave us a good signal to sell the market, then keep pushing to the downside. And you know the DSY pushing to the upside, so this pair will remain on the downtrend. Since it's currently trending below the PF4 line. On USD CHF, you know, I said something on Monday and I said this is a clear end pattern currently forming at this point. Let's wait and see what happens. If this end pattern form, this market is likely to come back to the zone, then push to the upside. So what currently happened after the day we saw the end pattern later come up from the end pattern at this region, then this market push below the PF4 line, then move a little bit to the upside, come to this place, retest and move a little bit to the upside, then move to this side, then retest again, break above this, retest. After this so many consolidation, that signal a buy to the upside, so we have to wait and go in for a buy, then boom. And since the DSY is currently pushing to the upside, it means this pair will also keep pushing to the upside, so it was a perfect opportunity to go in for a buy on the USD CHF. On USD CAD, since on Monday this market has been consolidating within this region, and I said something about this pennant pattern, and I said if they manage to be a break to the upside on this pennant pattern, this market will keep pushing to the upside. But there was a break at this point to form a huge resistance level that will make the pair keep pushing to the upside. But it was quite unfortunate the market keep pushing to the downside, and it seems like the CAD has more strength on this region since the USD is the base currency and the DSY is currently pushing to the upper side. This market opts to do the same, it also push to the upside. But since the Canadian dollar has a little bit of strength and it kept it at this region which we are currently at, so let's see before the NFP comes up if this market will move to the upside. You know, this is NFP week. In 2 days from now the NFP news will come up. Let's see how it reacts to this level, if it will take us out or move to our favor. On SAUUSD, there's no buy entering on SAUUSD after the break above this line. It has been moving to the upside and there's no sign of retracement on this pair. It's keep pushing to the upside. So let's check the other pair, which is the US Tech. On US Tech, this is a clear end pattern at this point and signify buy entry on this market. So we're taking this trade for a buy. Let's see what happened before the end of the day. On US starting after a retest at this zone, and you know the market is trading above the PF4 lines. After the retest at this zone, the market keep pushing to the upside, so there's no way we can go in for a buy on this market. It might likely be a sell opportunity despite the uptrend. It's trending above the PF4 line. So if this market managed to break the structure to the downside, so we are likely to look for a sell opportunity, but we won't be able to sell this market since it's trading above the PF4 line. So let's sit to relax and see what happened before the end of the day. While on BTC, which is the last pair, on BTC you can see the BTC is currently pushing to the upside after this M pattern that was formed at this region. So let's see if it will be able to get to this zone and make the most out of this market. This is 1:4 reward. It's a good risk reward on BTC. Let's see if we're able to get this trade and make the most out of it. Let me take off these zones. So that's all for now on Wednesday, which happens to be the third trading day in the market. So let's relax and see before the NFP comes up what will happen in the market. So what's up guys, this is a quick update of what happened during the NFP this week, and we actually had a great week in the market, but I have to stop trading from on Wednesday due to the bad internet connection I have on my end. On the DSY, what you can see on the DSY, like I said before, the DSY is still pushing to the upside, and if this pair keep pushing to the upside, that gives the US dollar more strength over every other pair. So let's go straight to the AUD USD without wasting much time. On the AUD USD, I saw this market will likely sell from this very point, but unfortunately this market has to push to the upside to kick us out before pushing to the downside. So I wasn't in after on Wednesday map of the century. Maybe I would have taken this trade at this point, but since it all happened, the previous entry was closed. So let's check out the AURJPY. The market keep pushing to the upside with a little bit of retracement to the downside. On USDJPY, you can see the market push to the upside, the ball later moves to the downside. These are the NFP movement. So let's check out the GBP USD and see what happened on GBP USD. On GBP USD, after taking us out at this point, there was a little bit push to the downside. So let's check out the EUR USD and see what happened on the EUR USD. You see on the EUR USD, the market is still pushing to the downside, and this market has been on a bearish run for a long while now. So I wasn't available during the NFP news. This is the NFP news that showed a very big bullish to the upside before retracing after the news. Since the DSY pair was moving to the upside and during the NFP news it pushed to the downside, every other pair that has the USD as the quote currency will likely push to the upside during the news, while those that have it as the base currency will likely push to the downside during the news. So let's check out the USD CHF and see what happened on the USD CHF. So this is the USD CHF. What we currently have, the market has been on a bullish run for a while and it keep pushing to the upside, but during the NFP news it has to move to the downside since the dollar was the base currency on the pair. You know the rules that govern this market, which is the DSY. Whenever the DSY is pushing to the upside, the pairs that has it as the quote currency will likely push to the downside, and whenever it's pushing to the downside, the pair that has it as the base currency will also push to the downside. So let's check out the USD card. The USD card, there was a big push to the upside before the NFP news, and during the NFP news the market moved a little bit push to the downside. He said this would have been a perfect opportunity to buy this trade if I was in to take this market, but quite unfortunately we have a issue with the internet connection over here, and there's no way you can trade with bad network, mostly when you are scalping the market during the news. On SAU USD, the USD here is the quote currency, while the gold is the base currency. It's saying the SAU USD pushed to the downside, but later started pushing to the upside. But the news didn't show there's the news didn't show much move on this pair. To what I can see here, but it's okay. Let's see during the new week. Let's see how the new week will play out after mapping out our new PF4 line. Let's see how it will respect that move, and I pray the internet work to take this trade. On US Tech, you see there was a big push to the downside after the target was hit on this pair. This is a dramatic move heading towards the PF4 line, but couldn't touch the PF4. I think this is the recent price. This market has already broken below the PF4. So from a Monday we'll map out a new PF4 line to determine our overall direction in this market. We already had a long bearish move to the downside, so let's see if it will keep buying maybe from next week. The US starting pair already had a big push to the downside on US starting as well after breaking below the PF4 line. This is a big bearish move. This was a good entry for this market. Why on BTC USD? BTC USD, we had a little push to the upside, almost got to the take profit, but the market has to reverse and keep pushing to the downside after the breakout from the PF4 line. That before the NFP news, there was another big push to the downside after the NFP news. From next week, we'll be having a new line for the PF4 line to help us determine where the direction of the market will be, either buy or sell in any of these pairs listed above. So let's watch out what happened from on Monday after mapping out the line on each pair. See you on the next one.